think that the issue of the allowance, I think, is not necessarily the biggest issue. The thing is that the allowance has come as a trigger point for, I think, a lot of unhappiness within the civil service, because in fact we've had our cost of living capped, which means that there are many civil and public servants whose pay will not go up with inflation, with no justification whatsoever, because the economy is performing well, with a GDP increase of 8.6%, with raises being given to other sectors, and bringing people in from the private sector at elevated salaries, with consultants who are retired also earning big salaries, so people feel that this is unfair. And really the issue of this responsibility allowance, which has been given without consulting with the union, we're still not clear, what the criteria is for this allowance. I think that's just been the trigger point, the last straw,
You've said this shows favouritism. On whose part exactly?
Well, what we think is that, as the cost of living cuts across the board, and it means that everybody has the opportunity to have their salary remain the same, really, as that hasn't been respected this year. It means that, that some people have had a 10% raise, some senior civil servants have had a 10% raise, only a handful, whereas everybody else who's a senior grade in the civil service, has had really sort of a pay cut, because it means that this year your income will not stretch as far as it did last year.
So are you saying these individuals have been handpicked or cherry-picked, as you put it?
Well, that is the presumption that can be made, given that we have been given no information, and that this has come, that the union should find out through their membership at a general meeting, that shows the lack of consultation that there has been.
Have you had any response from the government to your initial complaints?
Well, the day after that we met with the membership, we met with the Chief Secretary, and he just confirmed that some officers had given this allowance. There was no confirmation as to the criteria, and there was no confirmation as to, the reasons why this allowance had come at this time. And the reason why this is surprising to us is because we have been waiting for about 2 years for an exercise that the Human Resources Department has been carrying out to standardise allowances. And the reason why we've been very patient is because we thought that it was a very good idea to standardise allowances and set clear criteria for everybody to know when they would or wouldn't be eligible for an allowance. Now, this exercise has happened. We're not sure at what stage, if it's being finalised or not. And whilst this exercise has been, going on, they've awarded this allowance to people without even, setting out criteria, without talking to us. So for us, that's taken us aback quite a bit.